is Amalia Deligiannis, and I'm the editor of Plumbing Engineer magazine, and I'd like to welcome you to another episode of PHCPPros Live. Today I'm at the ASPE Convention and Expo, which is taking place at the Indiana Convention Center here in Indianapolis. With me this afternoon I have Jonny Seccombe, who is the president of AquaRex. Welcome, Jonny.
Thank you, Amelia. It's been really nice coming here and meeting you for the first time.
Thank you for taking time to speak with me. And why don't you tell me a little bit about your role? You're president of the
Yeah, I'm president of AquaRex, which is owned by Life Science Products, which is a UK company which I own as well. It started about 25, 30 years ago. And we've worked in developing technology involved in treating hard water without salt. No salt softeners. That is our business. And we like to think we're the experts in that in the UK and probably here in the USA as well.
Okay, so how does this work? This
AquaRex, what AquaRex is, it's actually a radio transmitter. It's using aerials or wires wrapped around the pipe to put a signal, a radio signal in the water that travels in both directions in the water, upstream and downstream. It changes the structure of the iron molecules, the Fe molecules, so that the scale sticks to them instead of the surfaces. The thing about scale is it has to stick to something. It can't form on its own. So we give it this nucleation seed, this iron molecule to stick to. Now it is like chalk dust. It just flows through the water, comes out the other end, doesn't cause any problems at all. And the second thing it does, it descales. It actually uses resonance to break down the existing scale in a retrofit. So the old scale breaks away, comes out of the system. And this is really important when you think about Legionella, because Legionella loves scale. It lives in scale. And if you can clean out a plumbing system of all the scale in there, then it's much easier to control the Legionella with whatever control system you're using. And the third thing, it softens the water as well. Now, this is only recently been admitted by the Water Quality Association, but it really does. It reduces hardness in the water because it stimulates precipitation. You end up with less dissolved calcium, and therefore it's better for lathering your hair, laundry, etc. Now, for engineers, it's not actually that important. Engineers want to stop scaling. That's the primary thing. But additionally, we can make the water softer, and therefore it's good for laundry and other things like that.
Oh, okay. And why is this so much better than a conventional softener that typical Americans
first
use?
of all, you're not using any chemicals. You're not putting salt, chlorides in the water. It takes up no space. It's just a little box. It's on the wall. It's a retrofit. You don't have to cut any plumbing. You can just wrap wires around the pipe. It takes at most an hour to install it. It doesn't use any consumables. You never need to maintain it. It doesn't have a footprint. So it is just a no-brainer. Why would you not install an AquaRex? Because it's so simple, so cheap, and most importantly, no maintenance at all. And it's warranted for 20 years.
It's warranted for 20 years. So what happens so is this primarily for commercial spaces, or do you
We do residential, commercial,
as well?
anything. Residential, commercial. We do swimming pools, cooling towers, anything that uses water which scales up.
So why isn't everyone using it then?
There's a lot of resistance to new technologies in America. Come on, everybody knows that. There's a lot of vested interest as well who don't like this technology. I mean, when you look at some of the projects we've done, Panorama Towers in Vegas, for example, cost we took the softeners out, cost $55,000 to put us in, $55,000 to put us in. In the first 3 years, they saved $500,000. That's $500,000 saving on expenditure of $55,000. And the great thing about it is, it's actually less scale than was there before, because the softeners only treated the hot water. We treat the hot and the cold, and therefore it's doing a better job than the softeners were doing, and they're saving themselves a ton of money. Now you can imagine why there's a lot of resistance to this technology here in the USA. But the word is getting through. People are beginning to understand. I've had 3 engineers come by my booth and say, "Oh, I had your AquaRex in for 2 or 3 years." And it's fantastic. So why don't you spec it? Well, we're beginning to do it. Oh, great, okay, that's super, well done,
Yeah, so it's just slow on the uptake.
It's slow on the uptake, and a lot of people who don't want it to succeed. It's as simple as that. Because there's a lot of money at stake.
Yeah.
When people are, when a softener guy is losing $500,000 in 3 years, he gets pretty upset about it.
Oh, wow. So that's the biggest barrier to acceptance, competition?
It's been the biggest barrier so far is the credibility. Everybody, smoke and mirrors, it's just snake oil, all this sort of stuff. And the trouble is, a lot of people in this industry don't actually know how their products work. That is one of the big handicaps. So we tend to get tarred with the same brush, if that's an expression we can use over here in America. And what we've done though, we work very closely with the IAPMO. We've developed a test protocol, IGC 335, which is actually based on a long-standing NSF protocol. And that proves that it's the first independent third-party performance verification of what we do. It shows 83% reduction scale in Las Vegas water at 180 Fahrenheit. Now, 180 Fahrenheit is much higher temperature than people normally use, and one of the reasons we use it is it makes it much more difficult to pass. So at normal temperatures, 140, you're talking about effectively 100% reduction scale. So that has been a major benefit to us. It's the first independent third-party performance verification, and that has been made a huge difference to engineers. But their engineers they're interested in new technology, but it takes them a while to actually use it. That's the thing.
Well, I mean, talking about technologies, are you solely focused on your water softener system, or do you have anything new?
We have another product we're showing here too, FlowBand. This is a great device. It stops bathtubs flooding. And bathtub floods are a big issue. High-end casinos, high-end resorts, and also low-cost housing. People being taken off the streets, low-cost housing. They abuse. They've got a bathtub in there. They leave it running. They go on drugs or whatever. And what FlowBand does, you put it into the plumbing, the inlet ports. You connect it to the overflow. And what happens then when the water goes down the overflow? It triggers a flat valves, and they go into the water and they shut the water off. But it's not like a bowl valve. It's sort of going on and off, on and off, on and off. It stays off until you turn the faucet off. So it's a sort of foolproof system, and it's intuitive resetting. People come in, they say, "Oh my goodness, I left the bathtub running. Oh, there's a little bit of water dribbling out." We turn it off, and it resets itself at that stage. So it's a very clever device from that point of view. There's no electronics, there's no electricity. It's purely mechanical. It's all done with magnets, patented technology, and it's completely original. We're getting a lot of acceptance for this. As I said, in high-end casinos, we're just doing the JW Marriott in Las Vegas. We've done a Bellagio in Vegas. A lot of Native American casinos as well, particularly where they have jet tubs. And then in California, we're doing a huge number of low-cost housing because the people are abusing their bathtubs. And they leave the water running, and it goes down into a retail sector underneath and causes all sorts of issues. So high-rise, it's a no-brainer. Pulte homes are now putting it on the East Coast as well. So, and it's really beginning to get a major acceptance, which is really nice.
And how long has this new product, your FlowBand, been in?
FlowBand's been out. We got it certified by APMO in about 2008, something like that. But again, it's been hard work identifying the market for it, actually, and publicizing that, getting that information over again. We've had some excellent results from the existing customers, but it's just getting the word out. That it's there, it's available, which is the hard work.
Oh, wonderful. And you're obviously from England. Is the FlowBand product international?
Yeah, it is. The UK version of it is called NovaFlow. And funny enough, I mean, it was originally metric. It was 22 mil. When we came over here, we made a 3/4 inch. And it uses John Guest push fit fittings. We've switched the UK version now to threaded connections, and guess what? They're 3/4 inch threaded connections.
That's wonderful. So, what do you think? What can our readers and our viewers today expect from AquaRex in the coming year?
Well, I've been Billy Smith here. He's the CEO of ASPE. He described me a few years ago as a disruptor in the industry. And so I think you're going to find there's an awful lot more disruption going on. The more disruption, as far as I'm concerned, the better. And the other thing is massive savings. I mean, anybody who uses my product is going to make huge, huge savings. Not just by replacing water softeners, but also, you don't have to think, am I going to treat hard water? Remember, hard water is going to scale up. However hard it is, sooner or later, it's going to scale up. It's going to make heaters work less efficiently, going to use more energy costs going up, it's more and more important. So, but now you don't have to think to yourself, well, shall I put one in or shan't I? I mean, one of our great engineers, OCI consultants in in Florida, they say we specify on every project simply because we can't think of a good reason not to. Now, it may get VE'd out, and everything gets VE'd out one way or another sometimes, but at least they've got it in the drawing. And if the customer comes back and says, hey, this thing's scaling up, why haven't you put water softeners or something? And I said, we did. We specified this, and you took it out, so please. But now you can retrofit it. It's so easy to retrofit. So it's very good from that point of view.
Well, that's good. If someone's traveling the showroom floor, traversing it today, how can they visit you while here?
Booth 721, right opposite the ASPE booth area.
All right.
Booth 721, we're there. We're showing both products. And we've got a big ad, actually, in Plumbing Engineer too. Which is
fantastic, thank
really
you.
exciting as well.
So, and if someone would like more information about your products and they are not here today, where can they go for more information?
Jump on the website aqua-rex.com or flowban.com, flowban.com. Flowban and AquaRex.
Wonderful.
Okay.
Well,
but don't forget the hyphen, aqua-rex.com.
Don't forget the hyphen, people. Do not forget the hyphen. Thank you so much for your time.
Okay.
And it was wonderful speaking with you today.
Real pleasure. Thanks very much indeed. Take care.